The tale of the tape is never the story. Pounds and inches are for scientists. The sweet science is an art. And style, not stature, makes fights. More than reach, rhythm is key. More than height is depth of character. More than power is strength of will. Most elusive is the measurement for heart. For need forged in personal hardship, or desire instilled by voices without or within, there is no instrument for calculating them. So take out the tape to collect the numbers. Use the scale, certainly, to assure a parity of weight. But when the counting is done, remember, it's not math, but poetry that makes a fight great.
Good morning to everybody stateside as we are coming to you live from London, England. About 9 miles northwest of that scene, Tower Bridge, sits one of the great sports venues in the world, Wembley Stadium, and it will be home to the heavyweight championship of the world as they are making the final preparations on the pitch right now for Tyson Fury's defense against the #1 mandatory challenger, the power-punching Dillian Whyte. We are moments away from the weigh-in. It'll take place in that venue just down the block. It is Box Park, Wembley, which is an entertainment center filled with bars and restaurants. It's where they have the open workout, and in moments, it is where these two behemoths will step on the scale. Joe Tessitore alongside Tim Bradley and Mark Kriegel. Tim, what are you expecting with this weigh-in today?
Well, I can just tell you this, Tess, this fight is reminding me of a lot of similarities. Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali. Here's why. Muhammad Ali was a boxer puncher. You had Joe Frazier, who was a slugger, who had a left hook. Well, guess who has a left hook? You have a guy named Dillian Whyte has a left hook. Who's the boxer puncher?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
One of the greatest things that you see in this sport is a guy making the journey from villain to hero. Ali did it, so did George Foreman, so did Tyson Fury. No one ever expected him to have a homecoming like this.
It's interesting that here we are with the world's attention on two British heavyweights. Yes, British heavyweights. They have come a long way in the history of this sport. Mark Kriegel takes us deeper.
For the better part of a century, the greatest British heavyweights weren't necessarily British. Bob Fitzsimmons, who won the title in 1897, grew up in New Zealand. Lennox Lewis, while born in London to Jamaican parents, came of age and learned to box in Canada. The intervening decades provided, well, mostly moral victories. Among them, fainting Phil Scott, who won 6 times by disqualification, Welshman Tommy Farr, first guy to go the distance with Joe Louis, and Henry Cooper, who knocked down a kid named Cassius. That was the 4th round, Wembley, 1963. And Cooper, to his everlasting credit, managed to last until the 5th. Better yet, the rematch with 46,000 at the old Arsenal football stadium saw him make it all the way to the 6th. Cooper was a lovable loser, a role perfected by one Frank Bruno. It's not that Bruno's quest lacked glory, just that glory was short-lived. But the end of Bruno's career marked the beginning of something else. No more horizontal heavyweights. Instead, a procession of champions. The 21st century remains a golden age in British boxing. Whatever happens now, all that's sure is an English guy's gonna win. One of the many things that has changed, in addition to two Brits fighting for the, recognition as the best heavyweight in the world, is this place, Wembley. It's been recreated in this century, and to my mind, it confers the ultimate status symbol in this sport, when two guys fight here, 80,000, 90,000, or in this case, 94,000 plus, it confers the ultimate status symbol in this sport. We don't have anything like this in the States, and Fury told me earlier this week that when it gets time to stepping out right here, that's his advantage. I've been on stages like this. Dillian Whyte is not.
You know, Fury can take that and he can run with that and get that, but Dillian Whyte has everything to gain and nothing to lose in this fight. You got to realize that. He has a puncher's chance. And if he behaves like this guy right here, now? I got a prop.
Yeah.
If he behaves like this guy right here, because he does have that left hook, check that out.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
You've had that in your closet for 50
Think
years?
about that. 6-1 underdog right now. Got a left hook. If he acts like Joe Frazier and he has that mentality,
you can place a bet here.
He can take it. I wouldn't mind.
Fury is a 6-1 favorite, but there are many that believe this fight does not go the distance. Prop bets are coming in on Whyte by KO as well. We will get to Box Park, Wembley, right down the street for the weigh-in of the Heavyweight Championship of the World when we come back. Live from London. Don't go anywhere.
The World Heavyweight Championship between the dynamic undefeated Tyson Fury and the power-punching Dillian Whyte is here. And it's live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. To stream the fight on ESPN Plus, go to espnplus.com/PPV and click Buy Now. Or go to ESPN Plus tab in the ESPN app and click on the Fight tile to purchase. Don't miss it. Tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. Eastern. Dillian Whyte has waited his turn to fight for the heavyweight title. Waited and waited, rebounded and waited more. It's been 4 years and 4+ months since he dominated Robert Helenius to earn the WBC #1 ranking. But #1 only goes so far. It wasn't until 3 wins later and another big notch on the belt that his status was raised to mandatory. In July 2019, a unanimous decision against previously undefeated Oscar Rivas made Whyte the must fight for the green belt and the champ Deontay Wilder. While Whyte wrestled over accusations, suspensions, and politics, Deontay lost to Fury. Still, all Dillian had to do was maintain his lofty status. Instead came the shocker. In August 2020, Whyte was rolling through former champ Sasha Povetkin. He scored 2 knockdowns. But in this sport, and with this size, one punch changes everything. And that uppercut from the heavens had Whyte out cold. Gone was the #1 spot. In was a must-win rematch. March 2021, Whyte at his best, showing determination and heavy-handed, a power surge. He tore through Povetkin. Whyte earned back the respect of the sport and the mandatory challenger label. 11 months after that, an official date with Tyson Fury would be set.
And now Dillian Whyte, the long-standing #1 mandatory challenger for this green belt. The WBC title is moments away from stepping on the scale for the heavyweight championship of the world. This is a guy that fears no man.
Not at all. You know what? Fury typically wins fights right before he even gets steps foot in the ring. You know, mentally he breaks guys down mentally by talking by and by diminishing them, you know, in any fashion he possibly can. But this time around, you had Dillian Whyte. He didn't show up to the pressers. You know, Tyson couldn't do what he normally typically do, and that's get into the head of him. You got to think about the lifestyle that Dillian had lived, you know, growing up, you know, being a father at a young age, being shot, being stabbed. It's been a whole lot that he's gone through. I feel that Dillian Whyte is ready for this moment. He's ready.
Scared. He pulled a bullet out of his leg with a pair of pliers when he's 16 years old.
Right. End of story, right? And the path has been rocky. The path has had a long wait, but you don't have to wait any longer for the weigh-in. We're going to take a short break. That beautiful arch on what is a beautiful week here. Springtime in London can be like winter in New York, but it has been great. A short break, and we'll be right back. This is the scene right now. Right down the street from Wembley Park is Box Park Wembley. It has been the entertainment center of this heavyweight championship week of action. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ready for the official weigh-in with a highly anticipated main event of the evening, the heavyweight championship of the world, brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions in association with Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated. Sponsored by 32 Red, Unibet, Foot Asylum, Coinfield, and Arnold Clark. Well, fans, here we go. It's 12 rounds of boxing. This is for the WBC and Lineal Heavyweight Championship of the world. First, we invite to the scale the challenger from Brixton, London, England, the WBC interim heavyweight title holder. Here's the heavy-handed WBC #1 rank contender, introducing the body snatcher, Dillian Whyte.
Tim, he's almost sexy as you.
How about the fact that a London-based fighter is being booed at Wembley?
253 pounds, 4 ounces. 253, 4
Interesting.
pounds.
253 for Dillian Whyte.
Interesting.
The body snatcher, Dillian Whyte.
Very pro-Fury crowd,
Now,
as you can
ladies
hear.
and gentlemen, to the scale at this time, the defending champion makes his return to the UK. The two-time world champion in his 5th world title appearance. Here is the undefeated, reigning and defending WBC and Lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Fury weighed 277 for the 3rd Wilder fight. Let's see what he comes in at here. Flanked by Sugar Hill Stewart, his trainer from the famed Kronk Gym in Detroit. Overflowing crowd at Box Park Wembley.
Pounds,
264.
Wow.
260.
Skinny man.
14 ounces for the defending champion.
That's less than he thought, because he was telling me this week
Tyson
270 something.
Fury.
Now, that is stunning to me. Now, listen, he looks like he's in great shape. He has told everybody that he's had a wonderful camp, that he has trained as hard for Dillian Whyte as he ever trained for any fight during the trilogy against Deontay Wilder. But one of the things he learned in fighting Deontay Wilder is that size helped him. As these men face off for the final time before they fight for the heavyweight championship. And you can see at 6'9" how much, getting up on his toes, he wants to let that physical presence be seen for his opponent.
Remember, these are former sparring partners.
Years and years ago, they worked in camp together. They have great respect for each other. It's the two camps that they're trading hats. These two fighters do have great respect for each other. It's the two camps and entourages, specifically the fathers.
Fathers and brothers.
Going at it. Fathers and brothers who you have to keep separated from each other. But, Tim, let me get your first reaction to 264 pounds from Tyson Fury, 13 pounds less than he weighed for Wilder 3.
Look, I didn't like the Wilder 3 for Tyson Fury. I thought he was, severely overweight. honestly. In the second half, I thought he faded drastically in the second half, even though he got the victory. But the fact that he's 264, that just lets you know that he's in shape for this. That means that he's going to be boxing more this time around than slugging.
I got no problem with it. Wilder and Whyte are completely different body types. He wanted to lean on Wilder.
Yes.
Wilder's skinnier, is a much thinner, more wiry frame. Whyte, you know, he might have to, he doesn't want to lean on him the same way. He might have to dance around a little bit before he makes his move.
But see, Whyte average weight is about 246. That's what he came in last time.
And
that's
he's
his
heavier.
average weight. He's a little bit heavier, but he doesn't look fat. He looks like he put on some muscle. So you know he's been in the gym pumping some iron.
Right.
So that way he can deal with the size.
Tyson, you can never judge by body type because he's got his own thing going. He's not trying to be body beautiful. There he goes.
In the right hand, the WBC belt, the green belt that he took from Deontay Wilder. In his left hand, the Ring Magazine belt, which represents the Lineal Heavyweight Championship. The man who beat the man who beat the man, going all the way back to John L. Sullivan. The same status that Jack Dempsey had, the same status
Tyson,
Muhammad Ali
you're
had.
making your return to the UK, defending your title. 94,000 fans in attendance. Do you have anything to say to your fans here today, watching in live and around the world as well?
You know what? You guys are fucking unbelievable! UK!
Thanks, Tyson.
I'm so happy to be back here fighting at Wembley Stadium. And you people made it happen. You all made it happen. Every one of you's made it happen. I just want to say a big shout out and respect to Dillian Whyte and his team. Proper professional men. And we're going to give you a fucking real fight. Don't doubt us. We're going to put a show on like no other before. It's going to be a war. Don't worry about that.
Thank you so much to the defending world champion, the undefeated Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
He has been echoing that statement of respect of the professionalism of Dillian Whyte all week long, but yet saying he knows what's coming, that they expect this to be an absolute war of bombs away when they fight in front of 94,000 plus Saturday afternoon in the States. Remember, 2 o'clock start time on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Now, all the attention is going to be on Fury coming in at 264 pounds. Whyte came in at 253, which was expected. He was 247 for the second fight against Povetkin, where he avenged the loss. He was 252 for the first fight against Povetkin.
You know what? Tyson Fury is going to be looking to box. He understands, like you said, these guys have history together, so they understand their strengths and also their weaknesses. Tyson Fury is going to start off boxing this fight, ladies and gentlemen. He is. And I believe that Dillian Whyte understands that he needs to get in the inside. He has to close the distance on him.
I get the feeling that Whyte is reacting to Fury. If he's going up in weight, he's expecting the guy who fought Deontay Wilder.
No, I disagree. I think, you know, and partially I do. I agree with you partially because, yes, he has to deal with the size.
He's based
but
on the last
fight. I
fight.
think that Dillian is in better shape now. His body looks hard. His stomach looks hard.
It does look hard.
Yeah, it looks hard. He looks solid.
One thing that's really interesting here, the cheers for Fury.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
But 5 years ago, this is a guy who left this country as a pariah, someone who did something that no other British fighter has ever done. Many have tried, was go to America and get over essentially and come back here a hero. He used America to sort of wash his reputation, recreate himself. And that's something that we couldn't have ever anticipated
It's
before.
astounding to think that we're framing this as the battle of two Brits, because in all actuality, what's so interesting here is Dillian Whyte's the local guy. He's the London fighter who has stayed at home. Yes, he had one fight in Gibraltar, but he's basically stayed at home. Tyson Fury's really become the global superstar, global superstar.
It is extraordinary because this is his hometown. But you can see how those fans travel with him. They traveled with him to Vegas.
Yes.
He is, you're right. He's an international citizen in many respects. But this is, I spent a lot of time with him this week. He couldn't envision this. 5 years ago, this is a guy who wants to go crash his car, his Ferrari, into a bridge. He's 400 pounds. Look at him now. I mean, we're figuring out if he's good, if he's in the 60s or the 70s. This guy was 400 pounds 5 years ago.
You know, we talk about the promotion. We talk about the press. We talking about Dillian Whyte didn't show up to the press conferences and things like that. Didn't really matter. Don't really matter because did you hear any fans cheering for Dillian Whyte? I didn't hear not one fan cheer for Dillian Whyte.
Dillian Whyte
is show.
He's standing by right now, post weigh-in.
Yes, sir. ESPN, baby. All right. We're here with Dillian Whyte. Dillian, can you explain to me what it feels like to finally be fighting for the world title in the biggest fight in British boxing history?
It feels good, man, to be here fighting for the world title. It feels amazing, man. It's good. Big, massive crowd in front of my people as well, so it's great. Fight one of the best fighters on the planet, so yeah, it's good.
You've always been an underdog in your life, but you found a way to overcome. How do you pull off the upset against Tyson Fury?
By doing the same thing I've been doing my whole life, you know. Finding a way, adapting and finding a way.
You came in a little bit bigger than you did for your last fight against Povetkin. Was that by design?
We in shape, man. We in shape. Different fight, different style. We in shape.
You told Mauricio Sulaiman this almost got you crazy to get to this point. How do you get yourself in the right mindset for tomorrow night?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. You know, we had a lot of shit going on to get the fight, but we got the fight done. We're here now, so no, I'm focused on the fight.
Appreciate your time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, now we've got the champion Tyson Fury, who is just moments away from stepping into the interview here. All right, so Tyson, how are you, champ? A little bit smaller than you were for that last Deontay Wilder fight. Was that by design?
Yeah. The last Wilder fight, it was 277. We had 4 weeks training for that. I had a baby who died in hospital, and I came out and fought the man and knocked him out. This time I've had 14 weeks training. Look at this crowd here, back in the UK. I'm absolutely over the moon. Listen, me and Dylan, we go back 10 years or more. When we was training in Belgium, we had fuck all, and tomorrow we're gonna be millionaires! Come on!
Describe how this fight plays out in front of 94,000 rabid fans at Wembley, the capital of football in this country.
Listen, no football match has ever had this amount of crowd in this country. We're absolutely smashing it. We've smashed it. We've knocked the ball out of the park. Get out! 94,000, the biggest crowd pre-World War II ever.
If this is indeed the last time you step into the ring, how do you go out and what will people be saying after the fight ends?
Listen, people are going to be enjoying this fight because we're putting it all on the line. We're both trained very, very well for this. As you can see, I'm in a fantastic mood. My spirits are high. We're ready to rock and roll and have a fight.
Thank you very much, champ. We all can't wait, Joe.
No doubt about it. Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion of the world, with Bernardo Osuna. Listen, you can feel the ramp up. He was not like this on Tuesday for the open workout. He was not like this on Wednesday for the final press conference. But now that it's 24 hours out, he is jacked up beyond belief. I can't even imagine what he's going to be like when he makes that ring walk in front of 94,000 plus.
I can't even imagine either. I know it's going to be deafening in here, but you know what? The one thing I can take from this is that, and Dillian should take from this is that the one thing I know about the British fans, because I fought here, you know, he might not be the favorite right now, but if he goes in there and pull off this miracle, he's going to get all those fans a part of his crew now.
If he performs well, he will win their respect and admiration.
Yep.
Listen, Fury swears, told me last week, this is my last fight. I said, come on. No, this is my last fight. And if it is, better enjoy this right now, because you're not going to see another guy like this.
Sitting there screaming, tomorrow we're going to be millionaires. Tyson, you're already a multi-millionaire. And the record-breaking purse bid alone, the base for this fight is they're sharing $41 million, of which Tyson has a base of $30 million. Retirement, when they start dangling 9 figures out there for the potential of Anthony Joshua.
Tyson's his own guy. Don't count him out. He might be telling the truth.
264 pounds, tight trim for Tyson Fury. 253 pounds for Dillian Whyte. Is the heavyweight championship of the world Saturday afternoon on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Continuing coverage all night and tomorrow morning with you.
The World Heavyweight Championship between the dynamic undefeated Tyson Fury and the power-punching Dillian Whyte is here. And it's live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. To stream the fight on ESPN Plus, go to espnplus.com/PPV and click Buy Now. or go to ESPN Plus tab in the ESPN app and click on the fight tile to purchase. Don't miss it tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. Eastern.